Hi, it's Dan again with D&D Thorough Home Inspections. Today we're going to talk about combustible water heaters. Now these are a little different than your electrical water heaters, and we'll do a video on those a little bit later. But one of the main reasons is the location you can put these. You're not supposed to put these in bedrooms, bathrooms, or any closets associated with those rooms. And the main reason being, you don't want that combustible air being pulled from your living space, and you don't want the byproducts of the combustion process, such as carbon monoxide, coming back into your living space. One more thing before we get started on the inspection, I want to talk about FVIR units. Now, FVIR stands for Flammable Vapor Ignition Resistant, and anything manufactured after July of 2003 is considered to be FVIR. And we'll get into why that's important here in a couple minutes. But one of the first things I look for on an inspection is a shutoff valve on your cold water side. Then you want to make sure there's unions, and there's one there on the back, on all the piping going to your unit. Here's your fuel piping. You see the union down here. Now every once in a while you'll see a union on the top side of that shutoff valve, and the whole point of having unions on here is to make it easier to remove and replace when it comes time. So if they did have a union up here instead of down here, it would just defeat the whole purpose. The next thing we look at is our TPR valve. Now there's a couple things associated with this. The TPR valve stands for temperature/pressure relief valve. And it kind of acts as a safety for the unit. If this unit was to build up too much pressure, this valve would lift and blow out on the ground to relieve that pressure and keep it from exploding. With that being said, you want this pipe to be 3/4 inch and run down within 24 inches of the ground. That way, if anybody was to walk by and this valve was to lift, nobody would get burned by that hot water. Now, it's not recommended to test these valves because it may never seat properly and it may start to leak. So another thing we do is we'll stick our finger in there and check to make sure there's no water leaking. Now, we also don't want to see threads on here, because say that was leaking, an owner might be tempted to put a cap on here, and that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of it being able to relieve pressure and blow out on the ground. So as you see, this unit right here is in the basement, but let's say it was out in a garage. I know this unit is an FVIR unit because it's manufactured in February of 2015. Again, anything manufactured before July of 2003 is not considered to be an FVIR unit. So if, let's say it was manufactured before then and it was out in the garage, this unit would need to be 18 inches off of the ground, and it would also need some type of protection from a vehicle. So let's say there's a baluster in front of it. That's what would need to happen for this unit to be installed out in a garage. And that's basically a quick rundown on combustible water heaters. That's not everything. It's just a quick rundown. But if you like this video, learned anything from it, please remember to like, subscribe, stay tuned, and have a great day. Thanks.